Not even the best of contracts justifies killing as cruelly as I have just done. I apologize to this creature.
Get alone! I love this guy! Rips him in half, and then he says he's sorry. Boy, you have got to be my bodyguard. Top pay!
I'll think about it.
Seriously, Toguro, now let me get this straight. You saying you only use 30% of your whole strength to do her in?
Yeah, 20% probably would have done a cleaner job. But I do tend to get carried away. Surely you didn't think you'd actually beaten me. Money decided that fight long before you entered the ring. But don't be angry. You might soon have a chance to fight me on fair terms and not get so easily crushed.
Why don't you get to the point, Muscles? I've got better things to do with my time than waste it with you.
You're afraid of me.
What? Amused is more like it.
There's no one here to impress Yusuke, and I can see your entire body shaking. The ability to fear your enemies is one of your strengths. It forces you to reach your potential. But you haven't been scared enough. You need some motivation, and that's why I've come here. To show you my true power! I only used 20% of my strength when I fought with you and your friend. So why don't I now show you? There, that's 60%. Understand, this is the last time I will save your life. 2 months from now, a martial arts competition will be taking place.
Oh, sounds like fun.
How'd he do that?
But I was supposed to kill Yusuke! Must have been a misunderstanding. That boy is reserved for me.
Wow! The Toguro team is the winner thanks entirely to 5 splitting kills by the big man himself!
You've gotten old. It's bizarre.
You haven't changed a single bit. "50 years I lived in solitude, hoping I could avoid this situation and never have to see you again, and you realize how close I was? But in my twilight years, you have to get tangled up with my apprentice and pull me along. Why did you bring him here?"
My association with Yusuke is separate. It just so happened that you had to be involved, though I confess seeing you was a bonus to my plan. You used to be so beautiful. I remember. There are faces a person looks at to feel at ease. For a while you were mine.
Eternal youth and power. I see the committee did a great job on your request.
A decision you should have made too. You could still have your youth. It's most disturbing. Looking at your face, this hag you become.
The man that I had so much respect for has lowered himself to an ordinary thug. You think I like seeing you? Honestly, I can't stand it.
Fair enough. That is precisely why one of us has to go. Goodbye, friend!
You sold your soul for a crappy fantasy. I should have killed you when I had the chance. I was such a foolish little girl. I should have been able to see from the start how you'd turn out. You had it written in ugly black letters all across your soul.
You were good in there, Genkai. Our teamwork is even more in tune now. It isn't going to take us much longer. Soon every fighter will know of our names.
And then what?
We do the only thing we can. We go further. Our bodies are at their peaks now. You tell me you don't think about that. From now on, we only go downhill. Until one day a weakling takes our life and we rot away in our own skin. I won't let it happen. You're a beautiful girl, Genkai.
Thank you.
And I can't help but think that our human lives are nothing but a cruel joke. Here just long enough to know what we want, then it erodes. You've arrived too late. I will never forget her expression. It was clear she was trying with every ounce of her energy to stop me. But she didn't even scratch my body with the final attack of her life.
When an old teammate traps you into a tournament after 50 years, you don't take it lightly. I knew I would die here.
Hey, you're not making any sense. What are you saying, old teammate? You can't mean you and Toguro.
Winners of the Dark Tournament, Team Toguro, please name your prize.
You will turn me from a human into the highest class of demon. A kind that lives for centuries and whose body will practically never age. A kind with strength absolute. It's the truth, Yusuke. That was my wish 50 years ago when my team became the champions of the Dark Tournament. Suffice to say, your teacher didn't exactly agree with my choice. You have no more reason to mourn for that woman than I do, Yusuke. She died a long time ago. Decades before you were even born. A fighter only has two choices in their life. Either die or get stronger, and Genkai chose the former. Ever since she abandoned her potential and hid herself like a frightened animal in that mountain compound, she's been nothing but a walking corpse.
Shut the hell up. You think you know everything, but you don't have a friggin' clue.
Don't fear the truth, Yusuke. All I did was clean up the filthy mess that she left behind.
You don't know anything about her!
That's anticlimactic. You knew him for so long and now he's dead. Do you think that was sufficient for you? Or do I need to take another of your friends for you to get the point? What? So I guess that was enough.
You took my teacher. And now I let you take my friend. What the hell do you want from me?
Guess I need to kill another one of your friends. Let go.
somewhere inside, I respected you, you know that? Let's just say I haven't had many older guys to look up to. And what you seem to have going, it didn't look so bad. Genkai told me over and over again how stupid I was. But I saw your strength, and how no one could boss you around no matter what. And I wanted that.
Then you should take my advice.
Idiot! I'm not done. That's what I did want. Until Genkai told me the rest.
He asked the committee to turn him from a human into a demon of the highest class. He left us so he could keep his youth and his precious strength. Everyone has to fight with time, to find their place before their inevitable death. Toguro, he ran away from that fight. Don't you ever do the same. No human is ever a one-man show. Every decision that you make will affect the countless people who care about you. Do you understand? You can't just be a cocky kid anymore. You have to...
Since I started this whole tournament, I've learned the value of what you gave away. And I won't let it go, even if I have to give up my life!
It's over.
Urameshi couldn't do it. We're screwed. It means the girl's gonna eat us all, man.
I killed Genkai, but one remained. And now that surviving beast can at last be put to rest. This is not good. Thank you again, Yusuke Urameshi. This was the first time I could use my absolute strength, and you answered. It was the only way it could end.
Wait a sec. That still doesn't explain why Toguro missed Doofus Boy's heart.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Doofus brain. What with all the years Toguro spent as a hired killer, you'd think you know where the heart was.
He obviously knew Kuwabara. I'd say your defense level just rose dramatically and kept your heart from being pierced. Your stubbornness is even greater than your stupidity.
That sure is a nasty way to give a compliment!
I suggest an alternative. That Toguro didn't want Kuwabara to die. He intended to miss from the start. I believe that the ultimate outcome of this fight is precisely what Toguro had been looking for.
So he threw the fight?
No, he wanted to be legitimately defeated by someone stronger.
But why?
Maybe he felt guilty for choosing strength over his friends and for ditching the one he cared about most.
And who better to vanquish him than the apprentice of the woman he abandoned? He wanted you to prove him wrong, show him that your choice could prevail.
He's here, sir.
Fine, let him in. to find your place, Toguro. I've arranged a thorough evaluation of the facts.
I don't think that's necessary.
Oh, no. Quite to the contrary. In fact, yours is a very intricate case.
I've already decided. I would like you to sentence me to limbo. To limbo?
You're asking me to send you there? Do you even know what limbo is? Obviously, you don't. Of all the destinations of parted spirits, it's by far the most horrific. Absolute misery. Every part of you sliced away except your ability to experience pain. 10,000 years of wishing you would just cease to exist. And yet knowing that you won't.
Good.
I've weighed your demon crimes against your human achievements, and considering that Sakyo's plan ended in part because of you, a slight punishment will be sufficient. Please, you do have time to reconsider this.
I've had far too much time. My choice is made.
Very well. I can't convince a man with a death wish. 10,000 years in limbo. Godspeed. Take him away, Ogre.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Koenma, sir. I tracked down the information you desired from records.
Really? And?
And you were right about the date of the Dark Tournament. It was exactly 50 years ago when Toguro became a demon, but that's not the interesting part. 3 months before that Dark Tournament began, every single one of Toguro's young apprentices were massacred by the tournament's reigning champion.
The demon Chiron.
Exactly, sir. Chiron was the highest class of demon, a hateful, black-hearted giant, a virtual immortal from a forgotten age. By that time, Toguro had earned a powerful reputation as a demon killer. He built a dojo to train young fighters who hoped to protect their towns. When Toguro was away, Chiron burst into the dojo and slew his relatively defenseless students. The Dark Tournament was nearing, and Chiron wanted all the participants to fear him before it began. It was a sort of invitation. At the sight of his fallen students, Toguro flew into a maddening rage.
Yes, Toguro had believed himself to be the most powerful fighter, had he not? It was the first time he'd been proven vulnerable.
The records do support that, sir. Toguro did not face Chiron that day, but disappeared into the wilderness for 3 months. The morning before the tournament, he reappeared in front of his team, Genkai and the others. He seemed changed, detached, possessed. He killed Chiron in the final round. As his prize, Toguro was made into a demon, like Chiron. I don't understand the man's way of thinking, sir. Why would he choose to become like the creature he most despised?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. Perhaps it was guilt for not protecting his students. Even though he'd avenged them, it wasn't enough. The only way to atone was to never be vulnerable again. Perhaps he wanted to become the monster he already felt himself to be. Perhaps he was just afraid of loving someone. Perhaps he was just afraid of growing old. Toguro is a complex case. He's like an anthill. The deeper you dig, the more tunnels appear, and inside each is a creature ready to bite. Layer upon layer of bravado facades, contradicting desires, and intensely wrought obsessions. But beneath it all, I suspect you would find just a normal man, with a wounded heart, and a broken dream.
mourn me, Genkai. Like you said, this is the way I wanted it to end. Don't stay here trying to figure me out. You have a job to do. Your apprentice, Urameshi, he can still be stronger. But he could go the wrong way, too. Like me. Maybe he'll actually listen to you, the way I could not.
You really care about Yusuke. In your own screwed up way, you've been teaching him too. He's like a son to me. Maybe you think the same. Don't ever feel regret for the things between us.
No, Genkai, but it would have been a beautiful life.
You really are a big-hearted fool.
Okay, open up.
Remarkable.
What is, sir? The age difference?
No, you dolt. I'm just realizing the extent of Togoro's planning. He had everything covered before the finals even started.
If Urameshi wins this tournament, it's clear what his wish will be. But I'm afraid the tournament committee might not be in perfect health this year. The responsibility, Koenma, might fall on you. Take good care of Genkai's body. Just a friendly piece of advice.